Hey everybody, this is Joe Romano and this is my teacher toolbox. I decided to do a language arts teacher toolbox since that's what I teach right now. I'm a 6th grade language arts teacher. And these are different emerging technologies that I use most on a daily basis, if not a weekly basis. Um, the first one I'm going to talk about, it's online learning, is noredink.com. You see here I have a link to the website No Red Ink where you can sign up. Kids can sign up for free, teachers can sign up for free. There is a premium version which gives you everything you need, but the free version does have a lot of what you need. I have my kids work on things like nouns, verbs, adjectives on here. The great thing about No Red Ink is that it gives the kids an example if they get something wrong and makes them do another similar question that would have a similar outcome. Also, kids are able to, when they start out, they're able to list their interests, which is great for kids because then the questions all focus around their interests. So if they, for some reason love Justin Bieber, then the question might ask them something like, Justin Bieber walked through the airport, and then, underline the prepositional phrase, something like that. So it really engages the kids. They really like it. I also have a YouTube video here about how to use No Red Ink, you can see. And then down here, I have a little button which brings you to a guide for teachers for the free version. So it shows you how to sign up, add students to your account, add assignments, which is really important. So that is No Red Ink. My next one is, of course, Google Classroom, something that we use to push out homework. This was for assigning homework. Google Classroom is an awesome tool for many reasons, but mostly because you don't have to worry about kids forgetting their homework. You can push something out to them, and you can actually watch them doing it in real time, which is great. The kids can't say, "Oh, I forgot." I can actually see anytime they opened an assignment. I can see when it was completed, things like that. So you see the link I brought up here. It's a little blog article talking about new features. It's a January 2017 article, so new features for teachers, how to use Google Classroom and things like that. So really, really nice tool and nice blog here that gives you some ideas on different ways to use it. And of course, I linked to my Google Classroom here. If anyone wanted to see this year I have set up 3 classes. One of the nice new features is a topics board on the left here. So every time I give them a STEMS assignment, it will come here so the kids don't have to scroll constantly through their stream, which can get very large by the end of the year. So Google Classroom, great tool for teachers and for students. And our kids just went one-to-one this year for the first time, only the 6th graders. So this has been a great thing to introduce them to for the kids who haven't used it before. For vocabulary practice in my room, we use Quizlet. Quizlet's a great website. You can play games with words. You can do online flashcards, things like that. I really wanted to focus on Quizlet Live because it's collaborative. It's collaborative learning for the kids. So in Quizlet Live, there's a little video that tells you all about Quizlet Live here. With Quizlet Live, the kids on opposite sides of the room can be on one team, and when a definition of a vocabulary word comes up, whoever had that definition would click on it. The kids love it. They get really excited by it. You see, to get on Quizlet Live, you get a classroom code, so this will project on the board. This will be to the kids, and you'll project the classroom code on the board. Kids would fill it in here, and then they would join the game. You can put kids in any teams you want, so if you want to group them in some way, you can do that, or you can randomly assign the teams. I love that feature because sometimes I want to put kids together, and sometimes I want to just let fate happen and let the whoever ends up on a team. So great little website, Quizlet, and great new tool. Quizlet Live came around at the end of last year, so it was great. MoveNote is a presentation software. I used it last year for a biography and autobiography project where the kids would talk about a certain person. They read a biography or autobiography, and then they did a presentation on that person. And with MoveNote, what they can do is they can kind of like I'm doing here. They can give a little narration to their project as they're clicking through their presentation. So the kids really had a good time with it. I have a video here which goes into all that MoveNote is. Scholastic. So for online reading, Scholastic, I have the actual physical Scope magazines that come to me that my kids can use. But then they can also go to scholastic.com/scope, and they can see things that are associated with past issues. So if they want to watch a movie about it, or there are tons of activities that go around with the different articles. There's just so much to use on this website. It's so interactive. You can do online quizzes on here, lots of videos. It's just great. And the great thing is they see that connection between the physical magazine that's in their hand and then the online portion that's here. So Scholastic Scope, I have an article here that I posted, how Scholastic Scope reaches or aligns with Common Core. So it tells you all about which standard it meets and all the different ways that it aligns with Common Core. So I highly recommend Scholastic Scope for any language arts teacher. It's a great little tool. Lastly, my last one I went for is Kahoot. I always think of Kahoot as kind of like, when you go, if you ever went to a bar for bar trivia. It's kind of like that. It's a fun time, but it's for students. And I use this when I'm going to be reviewing for something. The kids, especially before some of our novels, I put different questions on there that relate to all the different sections that their test will be about. And the kids love this game. You can put time limits on it. I have an article here that has another way of using Kahoot, which I might use in the future, which is to use it as kind of an icebreaker when students come back to school. So that's great. And then, of course, I just linked to the Kahoot website also. Kahoot is something that is starting to become more mainstream, I feel like, in the classroom. A couple years ago, not many people were using it, and now it's being used all the time. So Kahoot's a really great new emerging technology, and I can't wait to see what they do with it. I feel like it's going to get better and better. Another great thing about Kahoot is that you can search topics. So if I'm giving a test on To Kill a Mockingbird, I can search for a Kahoot quiz about To Kill a Mockingbird, and there might be 30 in there. And then I can either adapt one to what I want to do, or I can use somebody else's and just give credit that I used their Kahoot. I also have a video here all about what Kahoot is. So check that out if you're not really if you're not all that familiar with Kahoot. I have a sample lesson plan that I created all around stems and using Quizlet. So check this out if you want an idea for a lesson. It's something I do a lot. And finally, my resources page, which shows all the different resources I used. Thank you.